Hey everyone, my name is Eddie, and today I'm going to be talking about my first 3 months on hormone replacement therapy as a trans man. Now, for those of you who do not know me, I'm a 29-year-old guy from Texas. I've been out for about 5 months now and been on hormones for 3.5 of those. I did mean to make this video at the 3 month marker, but life finds a way to get in the way of things. So here I am making it late, better late than never. So before we get started, I'm going to talk to the cis people in the audience directly. And cis just means that you're not transgender. It means you're cisgender. It means you identify with the gender that you were assigned at birth. The things that I'm going to be talking about are deeply personal topics. Please don't go and just wantonly ask the trans people in your life about these topics without first making sure that they're comfortable with them. They're people before topics of interest to sate your curiosity. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to bear it all. So just keep in mind, you don't broach these subjects without making sure that your trans friends are comfortable with them first. Now, without further ado, let's get to the fun things. My voice is continuing to get deeper. I started solidly in the feminine range as best calculated by voice apps, but now I am getting gendered correctly at least 50% of the time on the phone. I'm getting gendered correctly in person a lot more, even when I speak. And I feel as though I have more resonance in my voice, as though I can speak from my chest more. I could also hit the low notes in a lot of my favorite songs, which makes me super happy as a karaoke trash child. And I just feel more comfortable hearing recordings of my voice. The dysphoria from hearing it is almost entirely gone. It feels more like me. Physical changes. Vellus hairs now cover my torso, arms, chest, legs, and face. And the vellus hairs, and now those are those tiny, thin hairs that a lot of cis women have on their face too. Those hairs are now starting to thicken and get darker. And as you can see, I have my fabulous hair, my fabulous, pathetic teen mustache, which I will not shave. I love it too much. You can't take that from me. I also have thicker hairs now on my upper legs. It's coming in on my upper arms. Okay, let's show. Now I got long tummy hairs. Yep. And having previously had a lot of dysphoria about not being hairy, it is a great feeling to seeing my body change in this way. I feel a lot more comfortable with it. My hairline is also possibly starting to recede a little bit, and while I'm not thrilled about that, if being bald is the price I must pay to feel comfortable in my body and my gender identity, then I will bear it with pride. He says before he is certain that he's going to go bald, so we'll see. But it's like acne. Acne is another thing that I'm dealing with right now. I do not love acne. I'm wearing makeup right now because it makes me feel more comfortable about my skin, and makeup isn't inherently gendered. Smash cis normativity and all that. But I also have increased acne on my back that can be a little bit painful, and on my bottom. It's hormonal. It's nothing to do with cleanliness, so don't feel bad about it. But like going bald and like acne, it's not something I would choose, but I'm willing to sacrifice these things to feel so much more comfortable in every other way in my body and my social role and gender identity. More positive physical changes. I'm building muscle tone way faster than I was before. And now I had not been in shape for many years before realizing that I'm a trans man, mainly because I didn't feel like my body was worth taking care of. But I've started exercising just at home. I don't have a gym membership. I have rollerblades, a yoga mat, and a pair of 10-pound dumbbells. And just with a pretty moderate routine, my body has changed dramatically. I'm going to show off my gains because I'm proud of them. Um, pretty pretty happy with that, and with this increased muscle mass, my shoulders are actually wider than my hips. And a lot of that has to do with muscle building, but a lot of that also has to do with fat redistribution. Um, Testosterone, which is a masculinizing hormone, which everybody has a little bit of testosterone, even cis women, um, that signals your body to send fat to different places. So the effect has been that my hips, my butt, and my chest have decreased in size. Really, the only good word for it is deflated, and I feel so much better. I can't articulate how much more comfortable I feel with my proportions in my body. And now I'm still binding, have not had top surgery. I think you can even see my binder right now. But having had a triple D size chest before this, I cannot say how much better it feels to be able to bind as flat as I can. You know, it's not perfect, but I really want to give my larger chested brethren out there some hope. T fat redistribution does so much for shrinking those areas that a lot of us, but not all of us, are dysphoric about. Now, everyone, my mother watches these videos, and Mom, I'm so sorry, but we have to talk about changes downstairs, especially because this is one of the first things that transmasculine people notice, or anyone who goes on testosterone. And let's get real technical here. Let's get all sciencey, folks. In utero, I'm so sorry. In utero, the penis and the clitoris are the same organ, and they develop differently for a variety of reasons. But the effect of when somebody who was assigned female at birth has when they go, or intersex, when they go on testosterone, is the clitoris gets larger, it gets more sensitive, and this has, and I'm bearing all for y'all. This has been seriously affirming for me. It's gender euphoria. I definitely had a good degree of bottom dysphoria before, and just through the testosterone growth alone, I feel a lot better. Now, I was a little bit worried about my sex attraction or my sex drive going way up, and it has gone up. I don't want to mislead you about that, but it's not unmanageable like I was afraid. In fact, and I talked about this recently in a post I made on Facebook, I had a degree of hypersexuality before this due to trauma, due to relating my self-worth and self-esteem with how attractive or sexually available or sexually engaged I was with other people, and use that as a reflection of my own self-worth. And if anything, going on testosterone has killed that compulsion, because I'm finally happy with my identity, with myself, with my body. I don't need to go out and have sex with somebody or be validated by somebody to feel that. So yes, my sex drive is up. Yes, I get random boners are a thing. Yes, I get morning wood. That's a thing. But especially for aspec or anyone else who might have sex aversion out there, I wouldn't worry too much about testosterone in that regards. If anything, it feels like I have more energy for sex or otherwise. Speaking on emotional changes and elaborating a bit more on that, I can't understate how much more comfortable I feel experiencing my emotions. They feel more familiar, more manageable, less intrusive. It isn't that I don't feel angry or sad or hopeless anymore, but that I feel more calm and collected and able to exist with those intense, hard feelings. I used to cry a way lot more than I wanted to, and more than was appropriate and for reasons that seemed trivial. And I could still cry. You bet your ass. I will cry during the last half hour of Coco every goddamn time, no matter how many times I've seen that movie. It's just that my crying doesn't feel so out of control or inappropriate or unmanageable. It also seems that I'm able to channel my anger into more positive, productive ways instead of letting it consume me to the point where I shut down. I really, the only way to put it is that my emotions finally feel like my own. They can still be overwhelming and painful. And as a proudly autistic man, I still have incredibly hard days just existing with my emotions because autistic people experience emotions stronger and for longer than neurotypical people. But at least they feel like they belong to me now, and that is enough. I don't belong to them anymore. Now, with all of these emotional changes and an increase in energy, I feel like I'm starting to really live my life instead of just floating through it. I never imagined a future for myself, really. I honestly couldn't even picture myself growing old. I'm an artist. I could not have drawn a picture of, what I was supposed to look like in the future in any way. I try and imagine what it would look like and just draw a blank. And I secretly promised myself that I would die before I turned 21 or 27 or 30, and honestly, I almost didn't make it sometimes. I owe my life to the people who have stuck by me at my darkest points, and the people who told me that things could get better. Now, my life is far from perfect, and the future seems bleak, with the threat of climate crisis and the rise of fascism, and yet, I can face all of that head on, afraid but courageous, because I want to live again. Wanting to live again. That wanting is more powerful than anything that life can throw at me. And with that newfound desire, I want to dedicate my life to fighting for everybody who faces injustice at the hand and persecution at the hands of oppressive systems. If your personal fight seems like too much today, I understand. I've been there recently. I made a video about it a couple days ago. But please try and be patient and compassionate with yourselves. This world can be so cruel and so hard, and there's nothing shameful about struggling under such a weight. I love you all so much, and if I could leave with you with anything, it's that no matter where you are in your life, no matter where you are in your transition, no matter where you are in your personal fight to find a space for yourself in this world, I'll be right there fighting with you, all right? That's about it for now. Thank you so much for checking out this video. If you enjoyed it, please click like, as it really helps with the YouTube algorithm. And if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. And don't just subscribe, ring the bell too, because just subscribing basically does nothing, and you won't see my videos or hear about them unless you press the button for notifications. And then if you want to support me a little bit more, whether it be to help me make more videos or just help with my transition, because transitioning is prohibitively expensive, you can head over to my Patreon. It's patreon.com/transboy, one word, _Eddie. Even just a little bit per month helps tremendously, and there are cool benefits. You can ask me questions, and you can vote on future video topics, and you can get your name read out in the credits. I have to send a huge thanks to Belly Nips, Ignatius Bug, and Joseph Tardy. I absolutely could not do this without you. If you can't give, I completely understand. Trust me. There's so many creators I'd like to support that I just financially can't, but your watching and just being a part of this community helps so much. So thank you for coming with me on this journey. I love you. Be kind to yourself, drink some water, and I'll see you next time.